Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Stay home and be safe, and soon we'll get rid of this coronavirus. And utilize this time to get new skills and add to your profile. Now, in my previous video, I had already discussed regarding the CRS tool, the ECA. In that, I had discussed regarding ICS and how you can get your degree evaluated. Now, in this video, I'll discuss regarding IELTS, which is one of the most important factor to enter into the express entry pool. Now, IELTS for immigration, we have to give general part, not the academic. Academic is for those who wants to study in a foreign country, and in that country English is a primary language. Now, in general, there are four, same as academic, there are four modules. One is called listening, the second one is called reading, the third one is writing, and the last one is speaking. Now, what happens on the day of the examination? Your listening, reading and writing is done at a stretch, and speaking can be before the schedule, maybe 1 or 2 days before, and or maybe it can be after also. It depends on how many candidates are there in the examination. So now let's discuss about listening. Listening is the first part of the examination. So listening is common for both academic and general. For listening, there are around 40 questions, and in 40 questions is divided into 4 sections. So level of difficulty increases from section 1 to section 4. So section 1 is the easiest one, section 4 is the toughest one. So now total time allotted for listening is 40 minutes. Out of 40 minutes, first 30 minutes is allotted for dedicated playing for the audio clip, and last 10 minutes is given to transfer your answers to the main answer scripts. Now, when the audio is being played, it's advised to write all your answers in the question booklet itself. So you should write your answers while you're listening. So you should never make a mistake like I'll listen the full audio and write at the end. That's not the way it goes. Whatever you listen, write in the question booklet itself, and that extra 10 minutes you can use to transfer your answers to the main answer scripts. That's the number one tip. Now, so to get a very good score in your express entry, IELTS plays a major role. So in listening, you have to get 8, the magic number, the people say magic number, that's listening 8, another in 7. So to get 8 in listening, you have to get 35 out of 40 correct. If you get 34, your score will drop down. So anything beyond 35 is good, and desired is say 40 out of 40. If you get 40 out of 40, CLB 10, but 35 is good enough. So you'll get 8. That's the way it goes. And regarding the extra tips, you can say how to improve your listening. What you have to do is you have to listen to daily news, English news. That one should be dedicated. If the news anchor is reading something, telling something, and if you don't understand the word, what he or she is saying, so try to note down what she told and get the meaning of that particular word. And eventually, when you practice this on daily basis, at the end of 1 month, 2 months, you'll have ample amount of words, and that words you can use in your writing also, and plus that will increase your vocabulary. Your spelling will be improved, because spelling is an important factor in listening. And also, while transferring your answers in the main answer script, try to answer all the answers in capital letters to avoid any penalty marks, deduction. So it's better to write all the answers in the capital letters. So that's all for listening. Now let's start to discuss about reading. Reading is the second part of the examination. Now, reading for academic and general, both are different, but time allotted for reading and reading for both academic and general is 60 minutes. So in general, there are around 40 questions, and 40 questions are divided into 3 sections. Each section is divided into 2 subparts, and level of difficulty increases gradually. That means section 1 will be the easiest one, and section 3 will be the toughest one. So now what happens in reading, you are not allotted extra time to transfer your answers to the main answer scripts. What you have to do is that while you are reading, try to write the answers in the main answer scripts. It should go parallelly. You should never think that I'll read first and later on transfer my answers to the main answer scripts, because you will not get any extra time. Now, to improve your reading, so you have to be a continuous reader. So you have to keep on reading many articles, journals. So it should be continuously. You should be reading continuously. So, and try to understand the meaning of the paragraph. What happens when you read at home, when you read at once, you don't understand anything of the, you don't understand meaning of this paragraph or something. But again, once you read the second time, you understand. But in examination, you won't have second chance to read. So you have to be in habit of reading and understanding together. So that's the way it should go in reading. And the score you need to get 7 in reading is, you have to get 35 out of 40. So 35 correct answers will give you 7. So that's 7. If you get 7, that's CLB 9. So that's the way you should how to tackle the reading. Now let's start to discuss about writing. Writing is the third part of the examination. And in writing for general there are 2 parts. First part is called task 1. Second part is called task 2. In task 1, you have to write a letter. In task 2, you have to write an essay. So total allotted time is 60 minutes. It is advised to spend around 20 minutes for task 1, that is writing a letter, and last 40 minutes to spend on an essay. You should spend more time on essay because it carries more marks. And letter, there are different types of letter. It can be a formal, it can be informal letter, it can be a semi-formal letter. So anything can come. So you have to prepare for everything. So now in terms of limit, so you have to write minimum 150 words. Maximum you can go beyond 150 words. You should never write less than 150 words for a letter. For an essay, minimum requirement is 250 words. Never write less than that, but more than that you can write. But make sure you're writing to the point. You should not go beyond the topic of the essay, and plus you should not go beyond the topic of the letter also. You should be precise in writing. Whatever you're writing, it should be as per the question. If in essay they're asking some agenda, so try to address that agenda. And writing tip for you can say for essay, you can say that you have to follow a particular structure. I have seen that many people, they score very good in listening, reading, speaking, but they are not able to score very good marks in writing. So what you have to do is, in writing, you have to follow a particular structure. If you follow a particular structure, the way you write your essay, and that will help you to get 7. If you don't follow a particular structure, it's very hard to get 7. Now see, a vocabulary cannot be improved in a month or 15 days or 30 days. Vocabulary is a process. So in order to increase your vocabulary, it is a continuous process. But to improve your structure, it can be done. What you have to do is, I'll give you a website which I took help from that website. It's called IELTS Advantage. They have written a structure how to write an essay. What I did is that I followed that structure and tried to write all the different types of essay into that format, and that helped me to score 7.5 in writing. I used to get 6.5 in writing in all my last attempts. For 4 attempts I got in some attempts I got 6, but I was getting average of 6.5, but I was not able to get 7. So I was lacking in writing. Others was okay, fine, but in writing I had to get 7 to get a good score. So I took the help of IELTS Advantage and followed their structure, and eventually I was able to get 7.5 in writing. Now let's discuss about speaking. The speaking test can be before your main schedule, or it can be after 1 or 2 days of your main schedule. So what happens in speaking? Speaking is basically a one-to-one interaction between the examiner and the candidate. The total allotted time for speaking is around 15 minutes for each candidate. So in that 15 minutes, they'll test how you speak, the way you deliver sentence, your sentence forming structures, and how you tackle questions. Basically, it's one-to-one interaction between the examiner and the candidate. Don't take it as an interview. Okay. Now, in the first part of the speaking, they ask you about yourself, your family background, what are you doing, how many members are in your family, what's your hobby, what you do in your free time, something like that. It's basically this first section lasts around 3 to 4 minutes, and they'll ask around 4 to 5 questions on the first part. Now the main part is the second part. In the second part, they'll give you a topic to speak, and on that topic you have to speak for around 2 minutes, and they'll give you a paper and a pen to prepare notes, and to prepare notes you'll get 1 minute, and within that 1 minute you have to prepare notes and try to write down some small bullet points so that You can, while you are speaking, you can refer to that bullet point and continue your speaking. And while speaking, keep in mind that you have to be continuous. Don't stop before 2 minutes. You can continue, but depends on the examination. What happens in the examination, the examiner sees that okay, you are on a good flow. They may stop you before 2 minutes, but you should not stop until and unless the examiner stops you. That's in the second part of the examination. Now in the third part, what happens? The examiner continues to ask you more questions related to the topic. He can ask you what are the advantages of that topic, why you think it is that way it should be, what are the different ways it can be handled. There are many ways to answer that questions. So it's basically a more what's called point of interaction on the questions. So that way it goes on speaking. Now I've already said my views on speaking, on reading, listening and writing. Now I'll also share the different materials. That's very important, because so if you go on buying materials for IELTS, you'll be spending a lot of money. So no need to spend a lot of money on buying materials. There are ample amount of materials available on internet. You can download that, and plus I already have downloaded all the materials. I'll share my Google Drive link below in the description box. You can download all the materials from there. Take a printout of some of the documents, not all. Like you can take out printout of the essays, the listening and the reading part, because in reading you have to take you have to read and try to answer the questions. So that way it should be there. And plus you can take the advantage of, as I told you in reading, the IELTS advantage. Try to follow the structure. That will help you a lot to get the desired score in writing. And that's all the tips and tricks to tackle the IELTS examination for general part. Now I have tried my level best to explain you how the examination is done and what are the ways you can improve your score. So because eventually you want to improve your CRS score. So to get 877, you need to be serious and dedicated towards the examination. It's not that you can get 6.5, it's easy to get 6.5, but to get that magic score 877 and beyond that, you have to be 100% dedicated. And that's all I want to say. And all the best, keep trying. And you can see, if you don't get your desired score in first attempt, keep on trying. One day or the other you'll get your desired score. It's about that day, one particular day. And for me, it took me around 5 attempts. It may be that it can happen for you within a single attempt. There are people who have given 9 attempts, 10 attempts. So take an example of those people, how they handle the examination. So that way, if you get the desired score in the first attempt, you are very lucky. Otherwise, keep on trying. You can get it. And okay, if you like my channel, please subscribe it, and please share the video as much as possible so that it can help other people also. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And soon I'll come with another video on another topic.